Welcome back, you guys. I am here with my freshly washed hair, my Shark Week t-shirt, and I want to talk about the main symptom that has taken over the first 7-8-ish weeks of the first trimester that I did not see coming. If anyone's been watching my last videos, I have gone through recurrent miscarriage. I had a biochemical pregnancy, and then I had a miscarriage procedure. You can watch that video. I go into a lot of depth on what to expect if you're getting that done. But I'm pregnant again. It happened pretty much immediately after that procedure, which is wild to me. I keep telling my husband, maybe it's because my uterus was super clean and he's very organized, so this is definitely his kid, because they're like, needs to be perfect in here. That's my theory. But I am at my 8-week mark now. Yeah, I'm at my 8-week mark this coming Saturday. And I just wanted to talk about the strangest symptom that I did not expect at all that I keep having. And it's my number one symptom that honestly freaked me out because it's intense and it's cramping, you guys. Like, I know that we hear when we think first trimester, you think morning sickness, right? Like you think you're gonna throw up in the mall, or you're gonna throw up at work, or you're gonna smell a salmon and just feel like your hair's being ripped out. A little extreme. But I'm telling you, the cramping was the most unexpected and worst part of the first 8 weeks. I'm talking about it now because it's finally starting to lessen. But when I first was coming up on my period, it was the standard PMS stuff, right? I was feeling bloated, a little bit hungry, and I was having those really dull aching cramps, and they would wake me up, and I just thought, okay, this is my standard PMS period symptoms. It got to day 30 for me, and that's usually when I start my period, day 28 to 31. And when it didn't come, I was just, you know what, I'm just gonna take a test. I'd like to have a glass of wine on a Wednesday, maybe. So I'm gonna take a test and see where I'm at. And it came back positive. Shocked me, completely shocked me, because the first time only took a couple months and then it was biochemical. The next time took like 5 or 6 months. So to have a procedure, one period, and then it immediately happened, I didn't expect it, especially because my only symptoms were those cramps. Now, the reason I want to talk about them is because, again, I don't feel like people go into this that much. Now, cramping with bleeding obviously might be leading to a miscarriage, but you always want to talk to your doctor about that. It happened to me the first time. I had a sharp cramp, blood, and then that did end up being biochemical. But the cramps that I'm experiencing that have lessened now are just, like the first 6 weeks were waking me up in the middle of the night, and they would last 10 to 15 minutes. They would be across the front, and then they'd wrap around the back, and they'd be like these tight, like squeezing cramps. And that's freaky when you've had multiple miscarriages. It's just like, you think, okay, cramps, immediately miscarriage, cramps and miscarriage. But the more I read, it was saying that it's because everything's kind of stretching out and adjusting and growing. But I did not think it would be this prevalent. Like, I did not think that would be my main symptom. I expected it. I was waking up twice a night for the first 7 weeks. Easy. It's just starting to lessen week 8. And when I say wake up, I mean, I had to physically get out of bed and walk around, because walking would help. During the day, I was moving a lot, so every now and then I would feel it just like a little bit. But for the most part, I was just kind of like, is this okay? Is it gonna be like this? This is kind of a lot. And when it's bad enough to where I had to elevate my legs and get on my acupressure mat and try all the natural alleviations that I could possibly try to make it go away so I could sleep, that's, again, I want to talk about it because I don't think people bring up the cramping that much. Like, you hear it and you're like, oh, maybe it's like 5 minutes, but this was no joke. It was so painful. It was so painful. And by the time I went and had my first ultrasound at 6 weeks, 4 days, there was a heartbeat and everything looks good. So fingers crossed. But that just tells me that the cramping really was fine, because I wouldn't have had that positive appointment if it wasn't mine. So I just wanted to bring some awareness to that. And as far as how I'm doing, I mean, again, the content on here so far has been the journey to pregnancy resulting in a lot of losses. So if I'm completely honest, I am not excited yet. Even though I'm going into week 8 and we already had a heartbeat, I have such severe trust issues with my body. And I know most people will be like, oh yeah, I'm so excited. It's so great. Like there's a heartbeat now, everything's wonderful. But I'm over here going, are we cool? Are we still cool? Are we cool? Are we good? You still there? Because all I've known is it not working. And as much as you want to be Miss Positive and everything's wonderful and everything's great, and oh, I love the people that just tell you to relax, just relax. Yeah, when has that ever worked? But I'm kind of like not excited yet because I'm afraid of getting connected and then being excited, and then all of a sudden something can go wrong again. So I'm very grateful that it happened this quickly again, because that has at least alleviated more fears of like how long it could possibly take to get pregnant. Like that's a huge win to be able to get pregnant that much. But with the cramping causing anxiety, with the history that I have, and just me being a little bit more, I would say I can be a little bit of a pessimist. I can. I'll work on it. But I can be a little bit like a expect the worst and hope for the best, because it's kind of a defense mechanism for myself. So bad, I know. But I'll be more excited. I'll be excited at the 12-week mark. But until then, I'm kind of every little thing. Like if I don't feel a sore on my chest, or if I feel good during the day, for example, if I feel fantastic and not a lot of symptoms, I'm going, we good? We good? Yeah. Again, the main symptom I wanted to talk about was how freaking bad the cramps were leading up to having a confirmation heartbeat. Like, I guess it makes sense. They're building a home in there. Construction takes some work. Construction's gonna tear some things apart and stretch them out. But it was a lot. It was a lot. Not to the point of tears, but to the point of having to stand up and walk around, like I said before. Yeah. I will keep updating on here. So everything's good. Everything's good if my worst symptom is cramping and everything's fine. And I'm gonna call that a win. I am. So that's where I'm at. And yeah, I'm wearing my Shark Week t-shirt because I love sharks. Even though I don't have a Shark Week anymore, I love sharks. And I have been eating what I want, not tracking, just fully trying to just listen to my body and relax. I'll do a first trimester recap when I get there with all the symptoms, including the cramping. But this is just a mini update that there is a heartbeat. Cramps were consistent for weeks. And plus, I like sharks. Go Shark Week. There you go. Have a great rest of your afternoon. And I will update you at the end of my first trimester, which is me being positive that it is going to happen. You like that? That is me being positive. It's going to be, everything's great. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Bye.